Hello, welcome. Today we'll be looking at how AI use in mathematics can enhance active learning, especially at the middle school level. Thank you for being here today. Now, AI is a term we have been hearing a lot since recent years. So, what is AI? AI refers to artificial intelligence, and Gilde Zuniga et al. 2023 defines artificial intelligence as the capability of machines to carry out tasks that are typically associated with human intelligence. These tasks involve problem solving, critical thinking, communicating, and making decisions, and they are often done without human thought processes. Now, AI is not new to education and it is not new to our students. Our students have been using AI whether we like to believe or not. According to Nagelho 2024, in a study that he did, he found that many teens viewed generative AI as a valuable educational tool. They use it to help with assignments, they use it for creative expression, they use it for individualized learning support. However, some of those teens did admit to using AI to cheat. Now, one aim of this presentation is to look at how AI can enhance active learning. Active learning is a term that we as educators have heard at least once in our life. But what is active learning? Right here, I have two definitions of active learning. Yonzal et al. 2024 defines active learning as an educational framework that moves beyond traditional lecture-based instruction by actively involving students in the learning process. And Martella and Schneider 2024, they define active learning as a learning experience in which students actively participate in tasks and they reflect on their actions to deepen understanding. So from both definition, we can see that active learning as students being the center of the learning process, it is a more student-centric learning structure. In active learning, we have students doing, students are thinking, and students are reflecting on what they have done. They're reflecting on their thinking. So now that we know what active learning is, how does it look in math? According to Vail and Barbosa 2023, active learning in math leads to high-level thinking, problem solving, collaboration, communication, and hands-on learning. Now we're going to look at three categories of active learning in math. We have cognitive engagement, which promotes conceptual understanding over memorization. It encourages problem solving and it supports multiple learning style. We have social engagement, which emphasizes math communication and peer discussion, uses small groups and class discussions, and it builds a safe, inclusive environment for risk taking and sharing. And finally, we have our 21st century skills, which we want our students to develop in the classroom, and they can develop these skills through active learning. And these skills are critical thinking, which they get when they solve challenging problems, communication, which is when they share ideas and discuss their ideas, collaboration, where they work together towards a common goal, and creativity, which is where they use diverse strategies and thinking flexibly. Now, all of these are ways in which active learning happens in the math classroom. So now that we know about the benefits of active learning in the math classroom, we know it is something that we need to develop. And we're going to look at how the different AI tools can be used to develop active learning. We will first start with generative AIs such as ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot, which are some of the common AI tools. Now, using these tools, they can provide step-by-step explanations. Students can input problems into these AI chat box and it will provide a step-by-step breakdown along with explanations of how to solve the problems. So the AI tools are not just giving the students the answers. They offer conceptual clarity. Sometimes students are met with problems where they don't know how to approach it. So the AI can rephrase the problems, breaking down so that students can understand it better. AI also provide immediate feedback. In the classroom where the teacher is acting as a facilitator, the teacher may not be there at the exact moment to provide students with the feedback they need. So the AI can provide students with feedback until they get to their teacher. And they encourage students to explain their thinking and reflect on mistakes. So these are some of the ways in which AI ensure that students are being active participant in the classroom and they're not over reliant on their teachers. Now, there are some AI specifically designed for education. So we're going to look at Conmingo, which is by Khan Academy. We're going to look at Math GPT, and we're going to also look at Magic School AI. Now, Kanmingo, it's an AI tutor that helps students to work through problems step by step. So similar to the generative AIs that we looked at previously, when students enter the problem, the AI will break it down with a step-by-step explanation so that students know how they arrive at the answer. Kanmingo also encourages critical thinking rather than giving direct answers. So when students are led to look at the different steps they need to take in solving the problem, this is helping them to build critical thinking so that they can approach another problem that is similar. Canmingo also supports personal learning path. So if students are struggling in an area, they can access this platform. They can select the area they want to look at, for instance, algebra, and it will give them a personal learning path to help them develop their algebraic thinking skills. We also have Math GPT. So Math GPT solves math problems and it explains the why, not just the answer. So again, it gives a step-by-step breakdown. So the AI, it is helping students to see that while the answer is important, how to get to the answer is also important. So it's helping students to work through the thought process of approaching math problems. Math GPT also provides students with video explanations, and this can be suitable for students who have different learning styles, especially the visual and auditory learners. Math GPT can also create study guides and flashcards for students. When students input the standards and the objectives of what they are covering in class, Math GPT can generate study guides to help students to study for their tests and their quizzes. It also provides flashcards to help with the studying process. And finally, we have Magic School AI, which has a study bot which works as a study companion to help students study the mathematical concepts that they are looking at. It also has a math review, which can help students to train their math skills. And finally, it has quiz generator where students can input topics that they're looking at and it can provide them with skills so that students can work on building their skills and test their understanding in the math class. So now we have looked at different AI tools. What benefits do AI bring to math? AI can offer personalized learning. So AI can tailor learning experiences to individual students' need, adjusting the pace and complexity of material based on their performance. And this personalized approach can lead to a deeper understanding of mathematical concepts and improved confidence in problem solving. AI also enhances problem solving. So the different AI powered tools can act as virtual tutors, as we just explored when we were looking at the examples. They can guide students through complex problems step by step and offering explanations tailoring to their understanding. These tools can also identify patterns in data which can be invaluable in various mathematical applications. Also, AI can increase accessibility. AI can provide support for students with learning difficulties by offering alternative ways to interact with mathematical concepts like speech recognition for verbalizing problems. And AI powered tools can also break down language barriers, making math more accessible to a wider range of learners, especially those students who are English learners. And AI helps to build students' confidence by reducing math anxiety. So, by providing a supportive and non judgmental learning environment, AI can help reduce the anxiety often associated with mathematics. The instant feedback and personalized support can empower students to tackle challenging problems, thus building their confidence with math. And finally, AI can offer teacher support by automating tasks such as grading, feedback, contacting parents, to name a few. So these are just some of the few benefits that AI offers in the math class. Now, while there are benefits associated with AI, there are also some challenges that will come. One is that AI can be inaccurate, so it is essential to double check the work that AI produces. AI can also reduce productive struggle, which is where teacher planning is important. It is important that teachers plan the use of AI as a support tool and not something that students over rely on. AI can increase the risk of cheating, and to combat this, teachers will need to be more observant in the classroom. And finally, students may become over reliant on AI, so teachers must introduce AI after concepts have been taught so that AI is used as a support resource rather than a replacement for learning. So now that we have looked at the different AI tools that enhance active learning, we have looked at the benefits of using AI as well as challenges that may come from the use of AI in the classroom. We are now going to look at how can we bring AI into the classroom. So what steps do we need to take to ensure a successful integration of AI in the classroom? First, we need to set clear expectations for the use of AI. So AI, similar to any instructional tool, we need to model the use. So we need to set clear expectations so that students are not abusing AI because it is very easy for students to use it inappropriately. We need to set clear goals of what is expected from the students, and we need to outlay procedures of how to use AI. Also, we need to research the most suitable AI for what we want to do in the classroom. There are plenty of AI out there, especially with the boom in AI. We need to know which AI is suitable for the classroom and suitable for our specific context. Also, start small, one tool at a time. While there is multiple AI tool, it is not advisable to try to integrate all at once because that can be overwhelming and it can defeat the process of AI being integrated into the classroom to enhance active learning. Also, we need to align the AI tool with math objectives. So, AI tool must be used for what we are trying to get the students to understand. And importantly, we need to monitor students' use because even though the expectations are set, some students may still try to use AI inappropriately or to cheat, which is why monitoring is very important. And reflect and debrief so that students are reflecting on their learning and AI is being used accurately. Students are understanding the purpose of the AI. Students are learning from using the AI rather than just using AI to solve their problems without doing any of the work. And while I'm closing, I just want to share a quote that I've heard recently, and it is math is not a spectator sport. Similar to any sport that you play, you need to do the work, you need to participate. And that is the goal of bringing AI into the classroom. It is to have students participating more. And AI is not here to replace teachers. Teachers are an invaluable resource, and while AI is here to support them, it is not here to replace them. And integrating tools such as artificial intelligence into the classroom requires intentional planning because so much can go so wrong very fast. And AI supports active learning by ensuring that students are doing the math. So we need to ensure that we are monitoring students, ensure that they are actually doing the math. Now, here are some of my sources that aided in today's presentation. You can use them to further your research on active learning as well as artificial intelligence. Remember, before you integrate anything in the classroom, it is always advisable that you do your own research. Thank you for spending the time with me. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot from this presentation. Have a wonderful day.